Hello, I'm Glenn Kaplan, and welcome to our new show, Glenn times Mike Sports War. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Always vote for hashtag Team Glenn. If you triple dog dare to vote hashtag Team Mike, you're going to be in the basement and almost forget to log on the show on time like Mike did today. I was on air. I was on 15 minutes early before this little sleepyhead almost chickened out of the show because that's what he is. And he just wanted to sleep the entire show. What?
Producer's got to cut in early. First of all, if I'm going to be your producer, you got to wake up before 12:58, Mike. Second of all, Glenn, I told you need better lighting. So we're going to start you both off at -1. Continue.
Oh, better lighting. I'll have to set that up better next time. But on the other hand, Michael Karvelis better be ready to bring his A game today, because if he doesn't bring his A game, then he'll be in the loser column. Remember, hashtag Team Glenn, never hashtag Team Mike.
Glenn, I want to let the people know it's not a debate, it's a war, and I'm here for the war. I was still, having a hangover from this morning and from carrying the team today that I told you I would be. I cannot wait to show the people what I'm made of and what hashtag Team Glenn is not made of.
Ooh.
So, Glenn, our first topic, we talking Phoenix Suns?
Let's start with Giannis first.
All right, good one. Okay, so why don't you give your take on Giannis Antetokounmpo, on if he's currently the best player in the NBA, how long he'll do, or we'll see.
Well, I personally think Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. LeBron James's time has passed. And it's not because he can't play anymore. It is because the last 2 out of 3 years, Father Time has caught up to him. Yes, he signed a 2-year contract extension, but the Lakers are probably going to regret it, in my opinion. Not because he can't play. We don't know the predictions of injuries. We can't predict anyone's injuries. That's number one. Number two, Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now because, number one, he willed this team to a championship. Number two, it seems like any time we debate about players being the best in the NBA, always seems to be when they win a title. So that's why I have to say Giannis is the best player in the NBA. Number three, what he did in the NBA Finals, which was at least 45 points and 5 blocks. Not LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe B. Bryant, Tim Duncan ever did. Finished with 50 points and 5 blocks. So Giannis Antetokounmpo dominates at his will. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to dominate at will, like in the paint, like LeBron James did during that age. And also, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here are the statistics. First of all, number one, Giannis Antetokounmpo won the championship at 26 first. LeBron James didn't do it until 27. Number two, Giannis has already 2 MVPs, a Finals MVP, an All-Star Game MVP, and 1 Defensive Player of the Year. LeBron James did not win a Defensive Player of the Year at that time. And LeBron James, and we'll get to this later on this show, I'm going to give you my thoughts about the championship rings with Giannis, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. So I do believe that Giannis is the best player in the world. He does it in a different style than LeBron James ever did. So that's just my opinion. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know which opinion to get to first, so I'll try to attack them all at once. I was like, man, where is this guy going with this? I want to first say Giannis was incredible. Giannis was great in the finals. I don't think anybody can take that away from him, and I don't think they should. However, people seem very forgetful. I've seen people at Fox, 12-ounce Sports, ESPN say, oh, Giannis this and I love Giannis. But really? Yeah, the guy got breaks upon breaks upon breaks because everybody else was breaking things literally on their body. Like, I don't understand how this is a best player in the NBA. This will not happen again unless everybody else breaks their leg again. I honestly believe the Giannis Antetokounmpo, great player, will be an all-timer because he works hard, and that cannot be understated. But you know what? I cannot give him best player. I don't even know if I can give him top 2.
Time out. Number 1, didn't he beat Kevin Durant in a 7-game series? Didn't he? And I know they were all hurt. In a game 7, after Kevin Durant had between 45 and 50 points in game 5, Giannis never quit. He dropped 40 in game 7 to match Kevin Durant. Did you forget that? He sent Kevin Durant home. There was the reason why he sent Kevin Durant home.
Kevin, is that you again? I just doesn't. To me, like the Kevin Durant thing, if Kevin Durant had learned, knew how to pass the ball, he wouldn't have flamed down and airballed his final shot.
So now we're going to go by the airball. So you're going to blame a tired guy in a game 7 for airball shot losing the game. That is despicable on your part, and I knew it was going to happen. Number 1, Kyrie was hurt. Tell me what KD is supposed to do. James Harden was hurt. Joe Harris couldn't hit a shot to save his life. And you want to blame this all on Kevin Durant. But Giannis did what he was supposed to do. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA. But you want to give LeBron James any fault for it. If LeBron James airballed that shot, you're like a Democratic politician when it comes to this stuff.
Well, here's my thing with you yourself literally just said that Giannis did what he had to do. Well, that's what the NBA is now. He knew what he had to do. Best player in the world. That's not best player in the world. He did what he had to do, period. Poor baby. Rockabye Giannis. Is that what we're doing now? Rockabye Antetokounmpo.
No, he carried his team like he was supposed to. That's what the best players in the NBA do. They carry their teams to a championship. They will their team even when their best players don't have good nights, which is the supporting cast. So Giannis Antetokounmpo did his job. When Middleton, Drew Holiday all struggled, Giannis carried them. And when I see it's an eye test during the game, I said, Giannis is starting to take over. Give him the basketball. Get the ball out of Chris Middleton's and Drew Holiday's hands right now before you cost your team the game. And what Giannis did was amazing. Okay?
I wish I could have said the same thing to Devin Booker, to be fair. I mean, Devin Booker, he sold out, man. The last 2 fourth quarters, he was terrible. But back to Giannis. You are right. I mean, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday had to get that up, although Drew Holiday didn't seem to want to give it up because he was garbage on offense. But we live to fight another day. And I think Giannis is great. Doesn't mean he's the best player in the NBA. But just give it a chance. Give it a chance to, breathe, settle down. Milwaukee was great, whatever. New topic.
Yeah, well, we're going to go into the Phoenix Suns now. Since I started the first topic, you go.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so I believe our last topic I'm more a fan of than this topic, because this topic right here is definitely a fluke. The Phoenix Suns have built up this thing for quite some time, and it feels like, that they did the right things. They have Monty Williams is a very good coach. They have their Devin Booker, but really the Phoenix Suns got away with absolute murder. It seems like they were literally just skating by in this whole thing. And I personally feel like the Phoenix Suns would not have even made it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't know how you feel about that. I never heard your take on this, but it was a fluke for sure.
Mike, there is nothing wrong with what you said. This is all 100%. And I have my reasons why written down. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Let's start in the first round. Do you believe the Phoenix Suns would have beaten the Los Angeles Lakers had they had LeBron James and Anthony Davis both healthy?
Nope.
Bingo. Let's go to round number 2. Nikola Jokic is the NBA's MVP. Okay? And even though he's a center, it's still a guard league. And I know they got swept for nothing, but you cannot tell me that without the absence of Jamal Murray, they would have beaten them either.
Jamal Murray is a little bit overrated because of last year's bubble. So they might have gotten past the Nuggets, but that's the only team I can think of.
And don't tell me they would have gotten past the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. Please don't.
Yeah.
Paul George was absolutely amazing in these playoffs.
The fact it took him like 6 games to get past the Clippers without Kawhi.
Kawhi was a beast. So that's just I actually, this is one of the few things I agree with you about. Now let me ask you this: where because I was looking at FanDuel Sportsbook yesterday, they had the Phoenix Suns as like number 3 and number 4 to come out of the West next year. Do you even think they're top 4? Because in my opinion,
no.
Well, let's see. Let's go with the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets for sure. But is Phoenix better than Utah? That might be like 4 or 5 next year. You don't think so? Why?
Donovan Mitchell has shown, unlike Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell has shown the ability to want to pass the ball and pass it off double teams. I feel like Devin Booker has not figured that out, and I don't know why it's taking him this long, but he's got to figure. Donovan Mitchell's been great.
So let me ask you a question. If you think Donovan Mitchell's better than Devin Booker, then why did Donovan Mitchell lose to the Clippers and Devin Booker didn't? That's my question for you. If Donovan Mitchell lost to the Clippers but Devin Booker didn't, you can't say to me, "Oh, Donovan Mitchell is better than Devin Booker." But then yet the Suns went further than the Utah Jazz did.
So that's a good point. Donovan Mitchell, to be fair, after Paul George set a dirty screen on him, he was limping around. And now, granted, if you're playing, you can't really say, "Well, I was hurt the entire time." Well, really, yeah, you are. But I think Donovan Mitchell, like I said, the passing thing is great. He's not the scorer Devin Booker is, but I'll take him on defense and passing. And to me, that evens things out, even gives him the edge.
All right, we got to get to a new topic, Mike. So now this one gets interesting. I will start with this one. We are about to debate which championships with rings is the best. So
after the break.
Oh, after the break? Okay.
Hold that thought, Mike. We're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Team Mike. Welcome back to Sports War, presented by Tide We. Glenn, Tide We is a great place to get your outdoor stuff, and they have a rangefinder, Glenn. Glenn, do you golf? Oh.
Glenn, you must have pissed Glenn off. He left. He's back now.
Wait,
What
who
is he
did
doing?
that?
What are you doing, Glenn? You did that.
No, I didn't. I didn't touch anything.
You did it. You did it. That you're gonna lose a point. Go ahead.
Well, for what? Wait, time out. Mike, did you pay off Beck for this? Because I didn't do anything.
It's all rigged against you, Glenn.
Yeah, because you paid him off.
I told you I'm Scott. They call me Scott Foster Jr.
Oh, stop your nonsense. Okay, let's get to our next topic. Giannis, let's debate the rings with Giannis. A free point for Mike? For what? All right. So Giannis, KD, and LeBron. Let's start with the rings. Number one, let's start with Giannis's ring. This ring was probably the second most impressive behind LeBron James's Cleveland one. The reason why this is only second compared to LeBron's is because with Giannis, he was more homegrown. With Milwaukee's drafted in 2013 in the first round. Giannis Antetokounmpo did not quit on his organization. He could have joined the super team like LeBron James did and Kevin Durant. We all simply know that Kevin Durant's 2 rings do not, Kevin Durant's rings, his 2 rings, that is not impressive like Giannis's one. Giannis took the hard way. Kevin Durant was basically a chicken when he did it.
Chicken.
He was. So I just felt like Giannis's was more impressive than Kevin Durant's, but not as impressive as when LeBron James went back home to Cleveland, because that ended also like Milwaukee, a long championship drought. So that's how I feel about the whole Giannis ring thing. You go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give this the third best ring. I'm disqualifying Kevin Durant's rings. I don't think he should be in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! I joined the Warriors in one. Oh, who gives a crap? But in terms of LeBron and Giannis, I would go number one, the Cleveland one, because you talk about pressure. If there's ever time I want, you want my armchair psychologist, this is it. He had to have pressure out of the wazoo. I'm doubling you up by my team, Mike. Number 2 would be LeBron's first ring with Miami when they beat OKC, because everybody and their sister thought LeBron could never do it. Similar to the way people thought Giannis could never do it. But then again, Giannis had a sweet little cruise all the way there.
Wait, did you just say Giannis and cruise to the finals? Time out, Mike. If you're going to tell me being down 2-0 after getting blown out of game 2 to the Brooklyn Nets is a cruise, go get drug tested right now.
Okay, Glenn A. Smith.
And they also had to come back down to 0-2 in the NBA Finals. How could you tell me that's a cruise? A cruise is the 2018 Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant going 60-1. That's the definition of a cruise. That's the definition of a cruise. Not the Milwaukee Bucks trailing 0-2 twice in a series and thinking that they were going to be verged on potentially getting swept by the Brooklyn Nets and almost not winning game 3 in that series. And I got one message for you. Stay off the weed. Yes. Are you out of your mind for saying a cakewalk? Are you out of your mind? It is not a cakewalk. Well, I told you that 16-1 Golden State team was a cakewalk. And that was by far the biggest cakewalk because Kevin Durant took the easy way out to go back-to-back. So that's what I feel like.
First of all, thank you so much, Jeff Beck, for agreeing to produce this. It's been great. Glenn, There comes a time when, what's this? Okay, I just got word from another producer, actually from a captain of a ship. The Giannis's cruise is leaving right now. All aboard! Wah, wah, wah. Clear path to the NBA Finals. Don't have to face LeBron. Don't have to face the Clippers. Get rid of the Nets without anybody there besides Kevin Durant, who decides not to pass the ball, etc., etc., etc.
First of all, listen, I know they swept Miami into the first round, but wasn't that the team that knocked them out in 5 games last year?
Yeah,
Everyone
we were.
was saying Miami was going to beat them with Jimmy Butler, Bam out of the Bayou. Everyone was saying Miami was going to be Milwaukee, including myself. But Milwaukee swept them away. That's number 1. Number 2, stop saying about Kevin Durant pass the basketball. Stop it. Giannis, not once, but twice, had to overcome Kevin Durant 40-point games and did. They were, as I said, down 0-2. Barely won game 3 and could have been down 3-0. And yeah, Kyrie gets hurt in game 4 with the ankle. I get it. But you still have to beat the opponent in front of you. What do you possibly not understand? Yeah, it might have been not facing potentially Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons in the conference finals in the Sixers. Yeah, Trae Young got hurt. And they also had to overcome a game 1 loss to the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. If you go down 0-2 to Atlanta, going back to Atlanta, you're in trouble and not potentially getting swept away. That's what I got to say about that.
Well, can you imagine just brushing this off and saying, yeah, Trae Young got hurt. Yeah, Trae Young got hurt. That's a problem.
How delusional are you? That was when Trae Young was healthy before he got hurt. Trae Young dropped over for once again. Trae Young dropped over 40 in game 1 and had to make the proper adjustments. What are you? Do you not watch basketball? There's a reason why you have glasses.
Glenn, you ever been in a lazy river? Like just floating? Like you ever been in a lazy river before? Like just in an air tube and life just takes you away? That was Giannis's ring.
You know what that's like, Mike? That was like when LeBron James formed a super team and he knew he could get away with
super team.
Oh, that's why I lost the point. Oh, I thought that was
what?
Yeah, I thought, okay. I thought that was actually going to give me a point with that bird. So never mind. So I got it.
Can you tell me?
There's what's a few up, things Mike?
What do you say?
I'm asking you what's up.
Producer cutting in. Glenn, why are you a deer in the headlights when I change the graphics on the screen?
What are you talking about?
I'm going to take a point. You're on thin ice, Glenn. Back to the show.
Very nice.
What were you? Now, what were you saying, Mike?
I don't know. I need a Truly or something. I forgot now.
So now you really want to push it with me about the Truly's drink. So you're just going to mock me about it. That is so adorable, Mike. Just like all your other NBA takes. How you think Giannis took the easy way out. Oh, so now Truly and Magic.
It's not a man's drink. It's not.
No, I know it's not. That's why I like fooling you guys about it. I just like doing it just to fool you. And Mike gets an extra point for free? Preposterous.
Hey, listen. You got to pay off the producer more next time. That's how the show works.
Ah, man, I'm going to have to get more.
Point deducted for claiming you've just been joking about Truly. We know you're serious.
Thank you. I was like joking. I thought you drank all day, Glenn.
I don't want to lose any more points here.
Are you going to shut up for the next 30 minutes?
It's not that I don't want to shut up for the next 30 minutes. I just need to focus because Mike, I better be careful what I say. I don't know what Beck is going through his mind.
Glenn, just we're on the subject of alcohol now. How often do you drink before you make an outlandish take?
Repeat the question.
How often do you drink before you make an outlandish take?
I usually don't drink that often. It was just happened to be like one time I drunk a Truly's. I just wanted to see how it tasted because I knew everyone drinks like White Claws. And I just want, because it's like a White Claw, I just wanted to see how it tasted. And I actually liked it. But the problem is I felt like I drunk too much of it, although it wasn't a lot. I was like, ooh, I probably shouldn't do that again. But in all honesty, it was fun. I may do it only like once or twice more, but that's maybe about it. Maybe for my birthday or something. I don't know. That's about it.
So can we hashtag blame Truly's every time Team Glenn makes a bad take?
No, Mike. Let's please not do that, please.
What?
Let's not.
Blame Truly.
Oh gosh. Okay. Before I get into the Seattle Kraken, I don't know if you saw this. Let's get into this topic. Let me start off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rings with their ceremony last night.
I'm glad you brought that up because Tom Brady did not deserve
that.
Wait.
I want to go first in this. Do I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will go back to back? Talent-wise, they have all 22 starters coming back. It tells you that they should. However, there is a dangerous game that's always played every year. Let me explain to you what the dangerous game is.
System quarterback.
No, it is not a system quarterback. It's actually, like ESPN analysts and all other analysts, this is a dangerous game. Number one, let me give you two teams, for example. Let's go when the New York Giants upset the New England Patriots in that 18-0 season in the Super Bowl. And the Giants were not as good that year as they were the next year. And everyone's saying, oh, the New York Giants were so much better the next season. The truth of the matter is, yes, they were 12-1 to start. Until Plaxico Burress shot himself in the foot, literally. and they went 12-4, lost to Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. So that is my first take. And when you say teams are going to be better the next year, they don't do anything in the playoffs and they lose. Exhibit B. Remember when the Green Bay Packers were the 6th seed in the NFC, won the Super Bowl? Do you remember that against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Aaron Rodgers got on. He played out of his mind his lone Super Bowl. And they said, and they went 15-1. Well, guess what happened? Everyone was saying they were better that year, but they lost to the 9-7 New York Giants in the NFC divisional round, and the New York Giants beat the New England Patriots second time in the Super Bowl. So if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you do not want to hear the phrase they are better this year than last year. It is the most extremely dangerous game. Do I think Tom Brady could overcome it? Sure. He is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Absolutely. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Yeah, I know things. He got all these lucky bounces last year, but that's what happens with all Super Bowl teams. They go through lucky bounces. And Tom Brady is no different than any other quarterback, okay? Just like with Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA. So in my opinion, I think they have by far the best talent in the NFC to repeat as Super Bowl champions. But unfortunately, because of what I told you, I don't think it's going to happen.
You done?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, are you a fan of Tom Brady, Glenn?
I was not in New England until he got to Tampa Bay. I feel like Bruce Arians was able to allow Tom Brady to express himself more than he did with Bill Belichick. So Tom Brady is more likable now, and I wish he was like this back then.
So, all right. So compare. You said more likable. So comparing yourself to Wayne Gretzky and Michael Jordan is pretty, pretty likable, right?
Well, I believe that he should be considered in that category. He has 7 Super Bowl rings. He has 7. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7. Michael Jordan has 6. People consider him the greatest basketball player of all time. 6 rings. And then Wayne Gretzky. No one's going to touch his point total in the NHL. He's considered the greatest NHL player of all time. Just like Tom Brady's got 7 Super Bowl rings. People consider him the greatest of all time. He has to be considered in the Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky class. I don't know what you're not seeing here.
Someone made a great point on Twitter. He's more of a Bill Russell. Just ride a bunch of teams to a championship. Because Tom Brady does this trick where, yeah, he wins it all, but what does he do? Well, what does he? Woo! Whooped another 5-yard pass. Woo-hoo! Can't wait for that one. Gosh, what is that? Wow, I can barely even see 5 yards in front of me right now. Listen, to put yourself in the same breath as MJ and Wayne Gretzky, especially Wayne Gretzky, is comical because it's like you talk about not 1, not 2, but 7 championships. Oh, not 1, not 2, not 3, like 4 or 5 cheating scandals. Was Wayne Gretzky and Michael Jordan ever involved in like super big like cheating scandals that like their sport wondered if they really won fair and square?
Don't you forget that Michael Jordan had to retire from the NBA for 2 years because of gambling problems? That's why he had to go to the Chicago White Sox. Why do you think he went to the Chicago White Sox? Do you remember the documentary, The Last Dance with Michael Jordan? Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of the Chicago White Sox, also the owner of the Chicago Bulls. Don't you forget that's why Michael Jordan had to get out of the NBA because he was going to get suspended? Do you not know your history here?
First of all, Michael Jordan's dad dying helps with that too.
Good point. Very good point.
And part of that was Michael Jordan's gambling, from what I can tell, like because they were all involved in crap and like whatever. But The Last Dance, I didn't really care for it because it was just going to be look how good I am. If you didn't already think I was great, and everybody thinks he's the GOAT anyways. So I don't really care about that too much. I could have lost the point. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. But, Glenn, I feel like the Bucks will not repeat. Tom Brady is going to get old. And, by the way, but Glenn, are you buying the MCL? The torn MCL?
I am, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it was not for a whole year. He was wearing a knee brace during the playoffs.
Ooh.
Number two, he had to get a more serious clean out than we anticipated. Number three, remember, maybe this was an MCL problem that we didn't know of in the past. So at 43 years old, It could be more serious than we anticipate. I do believe that the media was probably hyping this up to make him look better than he actually is. That's just my opinion on it. So
I need a Tidewee rangefinder because I need to see 5 yards in front of me. And I also need to see, Glenn, is that you in that camera screen?
Yes. Hey.
I can't tell because your lighting is terrible. We got a commercial break, Glenn. Take your L's on the other side. I'll let you regroup right now.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Hey, Glenn,
Yes.
you ever wanted to go to outer space?
I've never been outer space. Let's look at Lou Gamlin's question right here, Mike. Mike, think MCL was fake? So was
You're
LeBron's
missing a
ankle injury.
promotion. Glenn, I was going to ask you, you've been outer space because Jeff Bezos went to outer space, and that he's also an integral part of our Toronto Sports crew, because TorontoSportsRadio.com/Amazon, you just go to Amazon, get your stuff, and we get paid for it. So you got to do that, man. Come on. I'll see you in space, though.
I'm not going up to space, Mike.
All right. Lou Gamlin said, Mike thinks, I don't think the MCL injury was fake. I think it was real. But is that like an ACL? No. Is it an Achilles? No. Is it even meniscus? No. It's something that is a pain in the butt, but does not affect throwing 5 yards in front. Let me grab my rangefinder. Throwing 5 yards in front of you.
Mike, let me ask you a question. Why don't you think Tom Brady throwing 5 yards is impressive? And I get it that he's a professional athlete. You expect more of him. Here's 2 questions. Number 1, okay, here's my first question for you.
Yep.
Do you think you can throw a football 5 yards behind 5 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 defensive backs? The answer is probably no, and I can't. That's number 1. Number 2, didn't Tom Brady lead that 28-3 comeback for the New England Patriots against the Atlanta Falcons? And I know what we're saying. I understand all that. However, I know, as you say, easy, but it wasn't easy. Tom Brady still had to do everything correctly. He could throw passes deep down the field. You don't remember those deep passes to Rob Gronkowski or Julian Edelman?
You mean when Edelman actually won the MVP instead of Brady, which like never freaking happens? When a wide receiver wins it, even the NFL knew it was happening. Rob Gronkowski, you mean the deep pass when the Rams scored 3 more points than you and I did?
I'm not talking about 2015 with the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, excuse me, not the Los Angeles Rams. I was talking about the Atlanta Falcons. And what about Tom Brady and other Super Bowls? Yeah, they lost against the Philadelphia Eagles. They didn't win that game. But do you remember you had to throw for over 500 yards despite the losing effort? Please don't tell me that Tom Brady doesn't know how to throw a football past 5 yards. Yeah, they put up over 30 points. But they had to keep going toe for toe with the Eagles because they couldn't stop a nosebleed. And as I said, do you watch these games or do you just take naps every single day?
Yes. And the second thing is, do you mean the same game where Tom Brady? Oh, what? Another fumble? All he does is fumble.
No, whoa, timeout. That's not
He's
Tom
a
Brady.
fumbling fraud.
No, he's not. That's Daniel Jones. He was Danny
Daniel Jones. Bring
that
up
was
Daniel
Jones last year. That was not Tom Brady. When Tom Brady's protecting upright, he doesn't fumble. Tom Brady never gets strip sacked. The only ever time Tom Brady getting strip sacked was those New York Giants teams in the Super Bowl. Like Justin Tuck and O.C. Yard. That's it.
Well, I'm glad you know names. To quote you, know your history, Mike. He has the most fumbles by a quarterback in NFL history.
But that's for how long he's been playing the NFL, of course. Just like Brett Favre with the interceptions.
I mean, if you cannot hold to the football, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, I get it, but sometimes it may not even be his fault. Sometimes the offensive line protection is extremely bad. He has no time to react. I mean, not all sacks are created equally. Just like all championships aren't created equally, all wins aren't created equally. Do you understand that? It's different ways. Tom Brady's not a turnover machine.
Choo. I'm the machine. Choo.
Do you want to know what kind of machine?
My gears are turning.
It's funny. We are tied at 22 here, and I'm absolutely loving this battle. So let me tell you something, Mike, about Thomas Edward Brady. Tom Brady
go ahead.
Did not have a single turnover in the NFL playoffs. Do you know what that leads to? He hoisted the Lombardi Trophy.
Who?
Tom Brady. He hoisted.
How many interceptions?
Oh yeah, he did have.
Yeah.
A lot.
You're disqualified. Good night, Glenn. Disqualified.
Wait, what? How did Mike get 2 points on that one?
In the entire playoffs. Oh, I wish you would.
Oh, that might have just costed me. Okay, let me get back to this.
This one's over. Wait. I win the first battle. Sports war. Good night.
Mike, there's still 18 minutes left in the show. Mike, this is not over till it's over. Do you remember 28-3? It's only 24-21. So let me tell you about Tom Brady. Yeah, I just made a mistake. He had 3 turnovers against the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship. Why don't we bail them out defense? Brady was not great. Aaron Rodgers was much better than him.
Thank you. I agree.
However, Tom Brady, he said in his Instagram post, defense wins championships.
They do. Good job, Brady.
They were able to run the football with Leonard Fournette. Okay? They were able Lewis I can't stop laughing with what Lou is saying. Leonard Fournette was able to run the football Leonard Fournette was able to run the football effectively in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady was able to set up play action like to Gronkowski in the flat for touchdowns twice.
And I believe, a.k.a. Glenn Kaplan.
What was that, Mike?
Can you kick a field goal, Glenn?
Probably. I probably could. I don't know how good I am at it, but I probably can.
You probably could.
Yes. Stop.
Why aren't you a kicker at Towson?
Mike, you want to know something? I have a Towson football jersey right up in my bedroom.
They have those?
Yes, I actually bought it off of someone for $50. $50?
That place ain't even worth $50 football team.
Mike, don't you dare talk about my alma mater.
No, seriously, like that place's football team is not even worth $50.
Are you really going to be dissing? Are you really going to be dissing Towson University right now? Yes. Wait, how does Mike get points for dissing Towson? I'm going to hold my comments back. First of all, there is Towson football number 1, Cody Jensen. Number 2.
He called him Cody Jansen.
Number 2, Tom Flacco was the starting quarterback a couple years ago.
Is he related to Joe?
Yes, seriously. He is. He is the brother of Joe Flacco.
You're lying.
No, I am not lying.
Is he as bad as Joe?
He's in the CFL right now, actually. While Towson has won
7
bonus points if he tells how many wins Towson's had in the past 10 years. They did not play last year because of the coronavirus. They only had 6 one year, and then they had over 10 another year, but failed in the playoffs against Duquesne. They should have won that game. Shane Simpson. What's up?
Is Duquesne a drug or a school?
It's a school in out near Pittsburgh. It's right next to PPG Paints Arena.
Wait, well, I'm surprised PPG has an arena faster than Sherwin-Williams has an arena.
Why is that?
Well, PPG Paints, I thought Sherwin-Williams would have beat him to the punch.
Oh, yeah, Towson has football. They are in the same conference as James Madison, Delaware, Rhode Island, William and Mary, Richmond, Albany, New Hampshire, and that is the best conference and the FCS. That is the SEC of the FCS. That conference, they are really loaded.
By the way, I'm actually from Richmond, Virginia, and I know they have a team called the Richmond Spiders.
You are correct, sir.
Weren't they in the NCAA basketball tournament recently?
Repeat your question.
Wasn't I feel like I've seen Richmond Spiders they had like a big win streak recently, like a couple years ago or something like that in the basketball.
You are right about that because Kyle Lauletta was the starting quarterback for Richmond. He was drafted by the New York Giants in the 4th round that year. I remember talking to a couple of Towson players about Kyle Lauletta, and they thought he was actually going to be very good in the NFL until he didn't turn out to be. So Kyle That is a fact, Cody. By the way, Townsend is playing North Dakota State this year, right here in Townsend in September. So it's very interesting. Also, Townsend in the near future is also playing at SoFi Stadium against San Diego State. So that is a huge win for the Townsend football program, which I find fascinating. Also, they lost exactly 37-0 against Florida.
Townsend did?
Yes, the year before the coronavirus happened. So they faced guys like Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask and Kadarius Tooney. So they did face Florida. Florida and Townsend played each other. And also in the past, they also...
Yeah, I was wondering, Glenn, okay, so Glenn, the San Diego State game, does Kawhi Leonard go to that game, you think?
Does Kawhi Leonard go to that game? Probably not, because I think he has honestly better things to do, like won't manage himself, manage his knee injury, get on point, get healthy and right. So
he has another knee injury?
Repeat yourself?
I'm just surprised that Kawhi has another knee injury.
Yeah, he has a torn. Yes, so he has another knee injury. So I think that's going to actually, in kind of ways, help the Los Angeles Clippers, because you have guys like Terrence Mann, and Paul George could elevate himself. And I think Reggie Jackson is going to get a good contract from them. It won't be a max contract, but he will get a contract for them. Wait, where did I get that free point from?
Scott Foster at it again, baby. Okay, Glenn, question. Who has worse smelling breath, Reggie Jackson, Glenn Kaplan, or Patrick Beverly?
Patrick Beverly for sure. Oh, we got to get into Seattle hockey expansion.
Yeah, please do that. Because I think Seattle Kraken's a pretty cool team. Go ahead.
Yes.
Don't go for 10 minutes now.
Okay. So I love the fact that the Seattle Kraken is the 32nd NHL expansion team, and I hope it's the last.
What?
Just like the NFL has 32 teams. It should be no higher than 32. The Seattle Kraken is an amazing name. I love how they did the NHL expansion draft by the water. It's a cool scene. I love the fact how Chris Fowler on ESPN completely, basically destroyed the Toronto Maple Leafs, Buffalo Sabres, and all other teams in it. So, how do I think the team's going to be? Honestly, here's what I feel about what Ron Francis did. Number one, he decided to draft really young players, no higher than 23, 24, 25 years old. And he added a couple of key veterans who are in their higher 30s, like a Jordan Eberle, a Mark Giordano, who will be the future captain of the Seattle Kraken. And he was drafted for the first time in his career because he was not drafted before, and he felt honored despite being the captain of the Calgary Flames for the past 8 to 10 years and potentially beyond. So the Calgary Flames are going to miss him. And what do I think of Ron Francis? I personally think he blew it in aspects. Number one, he could have Jakub Voracek or James Van Riemsdyk from the Philadelphia Flyers. He chose to take a 23-year-old prospect where you got Voracek and Van Riemsdyk, who could be on your top 6 right away. You take this prospect? Really? Really? I couldn't believe the Philadelphia Flyers exposed those guys to begin with. And the goalies, now to answer Philly Pete's question, that I love Vitek Vanacek and the Washington Capitals. I think they made a monstrous mistake not protecting him over Ilya Samsonov. When I was watching Vitek Vanacek last year for the Washington Capitals, that he was by far better goalie than Elias Samsonov. The only reason why the Capitals kept him because he's a first-round pick, and they feel like he has more potential. The defensemen are really strong and physical, so they want to start the game from the blue line and up. That's what the Seattle Kraken wanted to do. They want to be big and physical with guys like Vince Dunn from the St. Louis Blues and Jeremy Lauzon from the Boston Bruins. And
Glenn,
yes,
I love the way you say Seattle Kraken.
Release the Kraken, baby. Let's go,
Woo!
Seattle Kraken.
I can go with that. And I've heard their yes.
How?
Yeah, I was wondering. Glenn.
Yes.
Glenn, when you wait, what's this? I'm gonna have a surprise for you.
What is it?
Oh, you're gonna love it. And now,
Wait, there's still 7 minutes left on this show. Wait, there's still 7 minutes left. Nice try.
oh man.
How does he get 2 free?
Uh-oh.
Glenn, too much dead air. That's how you're losing. Come on now.
How are you getting dead air? What's going on here? I was
Glenn?
keep talking straight.
Glenn.
How is there must be something wrong on my internet because I was talking straight. How'd you guys get dead air?
Are we blaming the internet here, Glenn?
Yes. How it was time 20 and I kept talking, and then you gave Mike a free point. How did you get dead air from me?
You have 5 minutes. You're down 2, and you're arguing with the ref. You got to get in there and get a rebound, Glenn.
Will U.S. women win gold and why? Which sport are we talking?
Same. Oh, because we're talking soccer. I can vouch for the U.S. women winning gold. Yeah, I can do that.
Yes, soccer. What did you guys think I meant?
Come on, basketball. Come on now.
The bobsledding team? Yes, the U.S. women's soccer team. Mike goes first, then Glenn.
So I haven't kept up with this a lot, but I do know the men wish. Crunching the mic. The men wish they have the soccer team and the women always have. Women in soccer in USA always fits together. I don't know how. But yeah, they can win gold. I don't know about this year. Will they? That's to be told. But true, like we'll see what happens. I personally think the soccer team with the women is always great, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I believe they will win the Olympic gold medal. They are too good. They are too dominant. And until somebody can beat them, then they're going to, obviously, I believe they are going to win. Just like, can someone be better than Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans until someone can actually get more rushing yards than him in a season? That's right, Cody, or Team Canada in hockey. I mean, can you really beat them? No, you can't. I don't think you could beat Team USA in soccer. I just think they're too dominant. Alex Morgan Rapinoe, I am telling you, U.S. soccer, I am so ready to see them go back to back. And Canada's, what, Mike?
So, Glenn, I want to give you credit. I may have to throw in the towel here because, right, I do want to throw in the towel here because I think I may have just lost. I was not expecting you to go crazy with this because I did not know you kept up with it. I've heard the names Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe, not Rapino. That's like an Italian dish or whatever. Megan Rapinoe. I give you credit, Glenn. I could not remember those names. They'll save my life. You may have just won the show.
And don't forget about Carly Lloyd and other people. Want to know why?
How are you spouting these names off?
Want to know how I'm spouting these names? Because when I would always hang out on the weekends with like all athletes in college from Townsend women's soccer, Townsend women's lacrosse, and all the men's lacrosse guys, all the Townsend football guys, we would talk about this stuff all the time. So how do you think I pay attention so this too much? Because of all those people. Because I had no interest in watching soccer. Okay, but until 2019, I remember I was in the casino at MGM National Harbor with my mom. Okay,
how old were you?
I am 24 years old. I was 22 at the time, and I went down that day. I'm like, I kept taking a peek at the USA Soccer. I said, I hope they're winning. My mom's like, Glenn, stop paying attention to the game. Focus on the gambling.
Your mother.
No, I was with my mom that day because we decided to go.
Glenn, I give you credit for spouting off those names because I did not see that. I didn't know if you and Beck talked about. That's awesome, dude.
Yes, I knew I would reign the day. Yes, I win the first round.
Dang, yeah, that's the towel for me. I couldn't think of those names to save my life, Glenn.
Out of all the sports, who would have thought women's soccer would have won me today? Girls, women's soccer, power rules, baby.
Look, Mike, I blame you for you woke up 2 minutes before the show and you dug yourself a hole. You charged back. You had a 5-point lead with 20 minutes to go, and I don't know what happened. We went into a hockey subject, and I think that got you because Glenn's hockey knowledge is like Rain Man style. I mean, he knows everything about everything. So that was a good battle. Who knew that hockey and women's soccer would put Glenn over the edge? Glenn, congratulations.
Yes. Women's soccer rules today. Never wear it down, baby.
So we got a couple messages from the listeners, viewers. What do I say, listeners? Mike quit on his team like LeBron. I don't know if you know about that.
LeBron's and L. James is okay. That's pretty good.
Captain Lou says epic LeBron fail. And earlier, I think Philly Pete said he was once drunk at a Towson football game, so Pete gets a point even though he's not on the show. So there you
get a point.
Say your goodbyes, and we'll go to commercial and end the show. Good job, guys. First show's a success. Way to go.
Mike. Carly Lloyd, Megan Rapinoe. Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe. Okay. I remember that. Taking notes.